Welcome back. 16 minutes past the hour now. Rebels advancing in Libya and launching new attacks on Gaddafi's compound. But this is not the only dictator to lose control over the last few months. Take a look. We have a picture for you. This is from last October. Muammar Gaddafi, Egypt's Mubarak, Tunisia's Ben Ali, and Yemen's Ali Abdullah Saleh, all smiling, hanging out, arms draped around each other, look so happy. Well, where are they now? Take a look. Ousted, attacked, MIA, and revolted. Dr. Zuhdi Jasser is president of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy and a former United States Navy lieutenant. He joins us live from Phoenix. Thanks very much for being here today.
It's great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
What a difference a few months make.
Oh, I mean, I can't tell you, as somebody whose family fled Syria, came to the United States to experience freedom, to see the power of social networking, and that these gangs, these thugs that have been part of the Arab League, that, that photo basically says it all. They thought they were going to be there forever. They thought they were Libya or Egypt or Tunisia or Yemen. I mean, they thought that as the country went, they went, but that's not true. It's about the power of the people, and ultimately, freedom and democracy will hopefully come forward. Now we're concerned about what may come forward, but it's not just those four. We have Assad now still holding on in Syria, and many of us from Syria are hoping that he will also go the same way. He's much more entrenched with Soviet-style leadership and circling his towns with tanks. But at the end of the day, these guys are all thugs that'll be part of history, and I think the Arab people hopefully will have a new era. We don't know what that era is going to be. They've been living in a nuclear political winter, if you will, where they haven't been able to have any infrastructure. So hopefully they'll be able to build that slowly over the next few generations.
I wanted to ask you, I mean, you mentioned Syria's Bashar al-Assad. Given what is happening right now, and of course over the last 24, 48 hours or so, things seem to be a little fluid. Maybe yesterday a little bit too much enthusiasm. It seemed like maybe Gaddafi was out of power. Now, we're not sure where he is. The rebels, obviously, it's a motley group. So there still seems to be a lot of unknowns at this point. But Bashar al-Assad's going to be watching this, obviously, and you've got to wonder what's going through his mind. What do you think is happening there?
Well, I think he's seeing his Arab League friends falling one by one, and he probably sees that he may be next. But we can't underestimate how much more solidified and entrenched the Syrian military is, how much more of an autocratic, authoritarian, tyrannical control they have over their towns. And he has much more solid control over than what the tribal Libya had or the Tunisians or others had. So it's going to be a much longer train wreck, if you will. And this is why we need clearer leadership from Washington and from Europe to work together to impose stronger sanctions and make sure that we do everything we can to make sure there's something left in Syria that's salvageable. Our families are dying there. Their towns are surrounded. They're being starved. Electricity's cut off. And all in 2011. This isn't 1982 anymore. It's 2011, and yet this is continuing. But I think ultimately Syria is hanging on because of its connection to Iran. And there's probably no country more important to American interests to change than Syria because of its connection to Hezbollah, state-sponsored terrorism, and other things. So I think as we see a transformational Middle East, there's no more country that I think will change the whole Middle East than Syria.
Doctor, we appreciate you joining us today on this Tuesday. Thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.
Your emails are pouring in on this one.